All right, man. You are getting ready to go out onto the road. Play a couple days here.
Yeah.
You're going to be going back out with Fozzy. Texas Hippie Coalition is going to be on the road with you guys, man.
Yeah.
You guys been on the road a lot this year.
Yeah, man, we've been jumping all over the place pretty sporadically. This one will be a little more organized. I think Jericho takes care of his shit.
Nice, man. You guys already played a couple shows with Fozzy. You guys were on the road with them, and Theory of a Dead Man on a couple dates here and there. What were those shows like?
Oh, they were killer. I mean, a few of those were House of Blues, Fozzy. We were at Pierre's, which is a great venue.
I was at that show, by the way.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Oh, killer.
Yeah.
Killer. Yeah, that's a great club. Always has been.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. I mean, you know, Fozzy, they got their shit together, and they're really, you know, they work pretty friggin' hard.
They do.
You know,
yes.
Chris Jericho has his podcast, and he's doing that every day, and he's also doing you know, sound check and meet and greets and all that stuff, and he's a busy man.
He is. You guys have done some work with WWE in the past, stuff like that. It had to have been pretty fun being on the road with Chris Jericho for a couple dates. I mean,
yeah. I mean, this one, I think we're going to be pretty close knit on this tour because everyone's going to have to get real comfy. So these clubs are smaller clubs, so we're going to be real nice and tight. Nice. So yeah, man, we're stoked about it. Maybe give me some workout tips or something.
It's going to be a fun tour. I wish you guys were hitting anywhere close to Indiana on this upcoming tour because I'd be there in a heartbeat. I love all three bands.
Right on.
Man, you guys are out supporting Smokin Hearts and Broken Guns. The album. First off, killer album name. It's just awesome to begin with. And the album altogether just rocks. There's no filler in there, man. It's just from beginning to end, straight in your face American rock, Midwestern rock.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm from Iowa.
Right.
From Iowa, I know all about that Midwestern rock. So
represent the Midwest coast.
Right. Man, Dangerous, tearing up on the charts, doing very well. Man, I know that there was a lot that went into this record, and you guys went through you personally went through a little bit before and during the record. Can you tell me a little bit about putting this record and what it means to have it finally out?
I mean, it's just really it's a validating kind of feeling, you know what I mean? I mean, we sat on this record for like 2 years. It was done before we released it, so we were ready, man. We were ready. We were more than ready for it to come out. At the same time, it's like, you know, it's like you give this piece of art that you've been, you know, kind of coveting for a couple of years, and you work for a year plus in the studio on it, and the next thing you know, I mean, then it's it's not just yours anymore; it's everybody's.
Right. I mean,
so it's
is it tough going back to the songs after, like you said, the record set was sitting around for a little bit? Was it tough going back and maybe even relearning some of those songs again? Yeah,
I mean that's what we've been kind of doing is relearning everything, and you know, that's what we've been doing on our you know, our rehearsal days. Is like, oh yeah, shit, I forgot how to play this damn song. It was a long time since we tracked it, so
man.
Yeah, it's tough, but it's cool because it takes on a whole new life because people are starting to become familiar with them. So you're starting to show up in these places playing, and they're you know, they're singing along, and you know, you can see it resonating with people. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, that's got to be, like you said it very well, a validation. I mean, you said, you know, you pour your heart and soul into, you know, 12, 13, 14 songs, you know, and they're all obviously all very dear to your heart. Then you go out and you have hundreds upon thousands of people just singing these songs, your words right back to you. And I mean, I know you can't put that into words, but I mean, it's got to make it, obviously makes everything worth it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah.
So, tell me, what does it mean to have Smokin Hearts and Broken Guns? What does that title mean to you personally?
It's kind of like an idea of triumph over hardship. really, man.
Okay.
Like, you know, when you're left with the end, it's like after everything, you're left with, you know, your heart's smoking because it's been so, you know, overheated, and you know you got nothing left in the 6-shooter. So, I mean, it's kind of just a testament to adversity, really.
Nice. Now yourself, you yourself have faced adversity. You've had obviously you had the throat problems not too long ago. What does it take to really battle through that and fight through that? And what is it? And really, what is the validation for you to have this record out finally?
Man, it really was an experience. I don't know that we're ever going to have such a great experience of recording a record again like that, because of, you know, everything that I personally was going through, and then, you know, in turn the band had to go through as well, you know, and having to wait on my health before we could, you know, try to shoot for a record label and all that stuff. So, I mean, you know, I think that, and I think you hear it, the struggle in the songs and the music, and as the mood changed, and as, you know, I got better or worse, as, you know, the songs were kind of chameleonized to you know, my mood at the time, and to have it completed, it was just it was almost like it's like whenever you pour your life's work into one thing, and then you're done, and it's like, shit, what now? You know. So I guess we got to make another record.
It's got to add even more emotion into it. You know, the lyrics are already emotional and loaded with that. But when you're finally on the other side and this side of all of that, it's got to just add even more intensity and emotion to it. Because at one point, as a singer battling through that stuff, at one point you may not even know if you'll be able to really sing and perform at the level you once did. And so to be on this end, it's got to add that much more emotion to it, because it's almost like a victory theme for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it was a very real possibility it was going to be the last record we made, you know? So I mean, it was intense. It's an intense thing to go through. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, just to have the damn thing out, you know, after so much time passing through, you know, between our records, you know, and our fans, you know, they deserve to have something to listen to after waiting for, you know, 5 years in between records. So,
right.
Yeah, man.
Didn't have Dangerous doing as well as it has. I mean, that's almost, you know, that song itself almost takes on a life of its own at this point.
Yeah.
Performing it live.
Oh, yeah.
I've been there to see that song perform live personally, and it's just the energy that comes just from that one song. I mean, you can tell that it's there. I mean, and the fans are eating it up, and I think at one point it was in like the top 30, I think, at one point on one of the charts even. I mean, it's been so cool to see it all happening.
Yeah, it's rising every week. I think we went another 4 spots this week.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I didn't even like that damn song.
And you play it every night.
Well, now I do like it, because it, like you said, it definitely it morphed, man. It took on a whole different meaning.
Right, it's a monster of its own.
Yeah. And sometimes you just got to let it do that. You got to let it make its changes, and then you could find a reason to like it.
You hear those stories all the time. It's sometimes bands, sometimes the songs that fans like the most are the songs that almost didn't even make it onto the record at one point while creating it. The bands didn't even like the song in the first place, and it's almost like a curse that it does as well as it does. And so,
yeah. I mean, our last record, we had a song called Dragonfly that was climbing the charts, and you know, that almost didn't make the record as well, and none of us really thought it was much of a song, but at the end we were like, all right, we'll go ahead and track it. And that was the one that resonated most with people.
Weird. That's just crazy how that happens. I mean, at least you second guess yourself on that, and finally do put those songs on the record. And so
yeah. Smarter people than us are the ones who make those decisions.
And so finally, after the Cinderblock Party Tour, which by the way is one of the best tour names ever created. That's exactly what that's going to be. I've seen all three of you guys live numerous times. That's exactly what the tour is going to be, a party.
Yeah, it's pretty good culmination right there, man.
Anytime you get you guys, Big Daddy Rich and Chris Jericho on a tour, something's going down. And
that's right. Yeah, I'm almost scared.
Yes, you should be. But man, after the Cinderblock Party Tour, man, what can we look for from Shamans Harvest and the rest of you guys, man?
Well, we're probably going to take Christmas off, be with our families, and then the start of next year, man, we're going to try to jump over to Europe.
Nice.
Do a tour over there because the record's doing really well, and which is a first for us. And then I think we're going to play the festival circuit all the way through from spring through the summer here in the States, and